So I see this issue a lot with the craft tool, sort of Tandy branded stitching chisels, pricking irons, this is lacing chisel, etc., where people are struggling to be able to remove them from the leather if they've punched it in too far. So this is quite a common problem, one that we used to come across a lot when I worked with Tandy. And what we would recommend people do, and still recommend people do, is remove the paint. So I started to do it on this one. You want to make sure that you get it off all of the sort of face of each of the tines as high up as you can go. And if you can get it in between as well, that's perfect. So what you're going to need for this is this is just some fine grit sandpaper. If you've got a low grit sandpaper, a more coarse sandpaper, that'll help to begin with. I do have a buffing wheel as well, which does a really good job, which I'll show you in a second. But essentially, a bit of sandpaper, your strop and some polishing compound, and it'll help to remove the paint. And what we're going to do is try to strip as much paint as we can off of this and get it nice and shiny and smooth. I'm going to work on getting the insides done as well. Grab our stitching chisel, grab our sandpaper, just sand it. Doesn't really matter if you're going up, down, left, right. Just be careful not to poke yourself in the hand with the tops of these. So as you can see, that started to take some of the paint off. And then what we want to do is also get in between the tines, in between the teeth, and just polish that up as well. Once you've removed all the paint all the way up, go to your strop and just strop as normal. What you can do is lay it down flat and polish the whole side, just to give you a more consistent, even finish. Then if you have a small strapped strop, so a piece of leather lace, put some polishing compound on it, you can floss in between these. This is just a scrap strap that I had. If we just put some polishing compound on this, you can get in between the teeth and start to polish them up. So they are angled, so just make sure that you pull in on the same angle that's on there. So that's doing it by hand, and now I'm going to show you how we can do it using buffing wheels and rotary tools and things as well. So what we've got here is a craft tool lacing chisel. I'm going to show you the same technique what you'd use on this as you would on your stitching chisels as well. So we're going to just use this buffing wheel. This is a cheap little bench grinder, has a sharpening and a sort of grinding and polishing, and I've also just stuck a mop on the end of it just for my own sort of usability. I've taken the guard off this as well, which isn't necessarily recommended. So I'm just going to turn this on, keep it to a medium sort of speed, put it onto the tough polishing wheel, and take the paint off. Safety first. As you can see here, just a couple of seconds on the wheel, removes the paint and will give us a nice clean finish. What I'll do is continue to remove the paint off all the sides, see the difference there. And this is exactly the same what you do with your stitching chisels as well. So I'll continue to strip the paint off this side and then run it on my strop a few times just to make sure it's nice and clean and even, and then it's good to go.